I'd like to welcome everyone to July 27th Commissioners Meeting. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, we went over the minutes from July the 6th, accounts payable, vouchers, and payroll docket. There's no additions or corrections, but entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes, accounts payable and the payroll dockets.
I second that.
All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passed. Okay, I have a check here for Mr. Musil for the Springdale Cemetery Association. This is to help with your ongoing,
Don McKay's here too.
Don McKay, I'm sorry. And
Tear it in half, I will say. First off, we got a letter of appreciation.
We'll tear it in half and then see.
Commissioners and the county council, so I'll read that here, but thank you. I mean, this is a big deal for us and for our community. The chapel's been in disarray for decades, and with this money and some PACE money we're getting from the city and the other private donations that we have, it's going to be a successful project. It's going to take us about a year to get it done because the windows are coming out one at a time, and it takes about a month to 6 or 8 weeks to get one back in. And then we got to go, there's 5 of them total, so we got to go around. But without your support, the project wouldn't have made it.
Right.
So and we've had a lot of input from the community about people that are interested in the chapel restoration at the cemetery, and it's all positive and all good. Local funeral directors are happy about it because it'll give them an indoor setting for different types of burials or memorial services and things like that. We've had a good partnership with the county over the years. We've done indigent burials there, and we appreciate it. And we really appreciate it.
And the work has already begun.
Yes,
it'll be done right. That's a good thing.
yes,
And don't be bashful about sending us pictures as you
We'll do that.
get to the end.
sure.
I mean, you don't have to, sure, I don't need every time a window, but it'd be nice to see.
But we
the
also
final.
invite you down to take a look at
Yeah,
it and stuff, but it'll look a lot better and a lot different. It'll be a real useful thing to our community. So thank you.
Thank you.
We like bricks and mortar
Yeah.
for that kind of stuff, so
All right.
you're more than
We
welcome.
appreciate it.
Thank you. Sorry, sir.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you very much.
So can we say thank you for the pews?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. I forgot about
It's more
that.
than fair.
That
We
was
have
a,
more if you need them.
that was a win-win.
Well,
Out of there.
we owe it to her right
Yeah.
there, because she went down and looked it over and,
Yeah.
yeah, so
They're already up on the
Thanks
second
to
floor.
her.
They're nice.
Okay.
Great.
they look like they belong there, don't they?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Health Department, Sister Administration Introductions. Lindsay, you have the floor.
I just want to introduce you guys to the new assistant administrator. This is Kaylin Robinson. Hello. Lee. Arlo. Dave Bramer. This is our auditor. And this is your warrior.
The fourth commissioner.
Yeah.
She acts on their behalf. So kind of, yes, very much so. You can be modest about it if you want.
She does.
But that's all we had for you today, so. Thanks
Oh,
for letting
welcome
us skip
aboard.
to the front for a
Thank
second.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So the next Health and Human Relations Commission meeting is a week from tonight
Okay,
at 6 o'clock.
Is it
We're in
here?
we're in the other room,
okay,
so
I'll be
you
here.
can make it.
I'll be here.
I passed along the information that you've given us about the kind of
new health
the one
Merch
page.
stuff.
Yeah. Mhm. So,
All right.
if you have questions, you can talk to us about things that you can.
And crack up my for as little as I want.
Well, okay, well, no. All right,
All
thank
right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next up, we have our first reading of an ordinance. This is a noise ordinance. And it's an ordinance to amend the Jefferson County Code for the purpose of controlling unwanted and excessive noise in Jefferson County, Indiana. So I'll read a couple pages and you got to call in and,
Yeah.
the sheriff had looked at it. He said there's a few things we ought to tweak, so we will get with him before the second reading, but at least to get this first one out of the way. So here we go. Whereas the generation of excessively loud sound may infringe upon the rights of property owners and others to the peaceful and quiet enjoyment of their property. Whereas the production of excessively loud sound may pose a danger to the public by preventing drivers and pedestrians from hearing emergency vehicles or audible sounds from other drivers, and by distracting drivers and pedestrians from public dangers. Whereas prolonged exposure to high decibel levels of sound can result in damage. Whereas the Jefferson County Code shall be amended to add a new chapter, the chapter being abatement of unlawful noises. Now therefore it be ordained by the Board of Commissioners of Jefferson County, Indiana, that Section 1, definitions. A, for the purpose of this ordinance, the following definitions shall apply. A weighted sound level, the sound pressure level in decibels as measured on a sound level meter using the A weighting network. The level so read is designated dBA. Consistent and obnoxious noise shall mean noise that emanates from a property that is heard by adjacent property owners, passerbys, or other that is constant, consistent, and such that it detrimentally affects the peace, quiet, serenity of another person's use and enjoyment of their property, or their use of the area away from the property where the noise emanates. Decibel dB 3, a unit for measuring the volume of a sound equal to 20 times the logarithm to the base 10 of the ratio of the pressure of the sound measured to reference pressure, which is 20 micropascals or 20 micronewtons per square meter. 4, motor vehicle, any truck, semi-truck, automobile, van, motorcycle, motor-driven cycle, motor scooter, dune buggy, snowmobile, all-terrain vehicle, go-kart, mini bike, and trail bike. Noise level, the A-weighted sound level produced by any source. 6, sound level meter, an instrument which includes a microphone, amplifier, RMS detector, integrator, or time average output meter and weighing networks used to measure sound pressure levels. Such instruments shall be used for measurement of the intensity of sound and calibrated in decibels as standardized by the American National Standards Institute, ANSI. Readings shall be made on a dBA scale. Section 2, loud noises prohibited. No person shall make any loud, raucous, improper, unreasonable, offensive, or unusual noise which disturbs, injures, or endangers the comfort, repose, health, peace, or safety of others within the county. B, consistent and obnoxious noise. It shall be unlawful for any person to permit, allow, or have on their property any source of noise that is consistent and constant so as to be a nuisance to neighbors and residents of off the property. C, it shall constitute a violation if a person continues to make the loud, raucous, improper, unreasonable, offensive, or unusual noise after being asked to stop by law enforcement officer of the county. The following acts, among others, are declared to be loud, raucous, or disturbing noises in violation of this section. 1, the sounding of any horn or signaling device on any motor vehicle or street or public place except as a danger warning. The creation by means of any such signaling device of any unreasonable, loud, and raucous sound and any such signaling device for an unreasonable period of time. 2, using, operating, or permitting to be played, used, or operated any radio receiving set, musical instrument, phonograph, cellular phone, or other machine or device for the producing or reproducing of sound in such a manner as to disturb the peace, quiet, and comfort of the neighboring inhabitants, or at any time with louder volume than is necessary for convenient hearing for the person who is in the room, vehicle, or location in which the device is operated, and who is a voluntary listener. The operation of any such machine or device in a manner that produces sound plainly audible to a person within normal hearing. 1, from any place other than the property on which the sound source is located when the machine or device is being operated between the hours of 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. From a distance. 2, from a distance greater than 75 feet from the sound source of machine or device when it is located in any public street or place of the county. Or 3, in any public conveyance other than a taxi cab or jitney, except for a person who is voluntarily listening to the machine or device through earplugs, shall be prima facie evidence of a violation of this subsection, except when a permit is granted. The operation or use of any engine, motor, power unit on a motorboat, motor vehicle, motorcycle, and other vehicle or craft of any kind, blower or fan, power fan, in a manner that makes unreasonable noise and continuing to do so after being asked to stop, except when a permit is granted. Operation or possession of any engine, motor, power unit, blower, or power fan not equipped with muffler or other noise reducing device that complies with the applicable federal, state, and local standards. In any public street or public place of the county between the hours 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. or between the hours of 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. in a manner that makes sound plainly audible to a person with normal hearing from any place other than the property on which the sound source is located, shall be prima facie evidence of a violation of this subsection. This subsection shall not apply to entrants or participants in a scheduled race or sporting event. Yelling, hooting, whistling, hollering, or singing on the public streets or other public place at any time or place so as to annoy or disturb the quiet, comfort, or peace of persons in any office or any dwelling, hotel, or other type of residence, or any person in the area. The constant or consistent barking of a single dog or multiple dogs, or the constant or consistent loud noises from any domestic animal kept with the owner. The creation or emissions from any person or from any other noise source, any noise which annoys or disturbs the quiet, comfort, or repose of persons in any office or any dwelling, hotel, or other type of residence. The participation in or permitting of any parties or gatherings which create loud or raucous noise. Noise limit. It shall be unlawful for any person to cause noise levels from the operation or use of a motor vehicle in excess of 83 decibels in any area within the corporation limits of the county at any time. Such noise level limit shall be measured at a distance of not less than 15 feet from the source of the noise.
Section 3, exemptions. A, the following are exempt from the provisions of this ordinance. 1, sounds emitted from authorized emergency vehicles. 2, lawnmowers, weed blowers, garden tractors, construction and repair equipment, go-karts, and power tools when properly muffled between the hours of 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. only. Sounds from the use of consumer fireworks between the hours of 7 a.m. and midnight, or 2 hours after sundown, whichever is earlier. 4, burglar alarms and other devices when installed properly, provided that the cause of the alarm or warning device sound is investigated and turned off within a reasonable time. 5, parades, festivals, carnivals, fairs, celebrations, concert performances, band and drum corps performances, and artistic performances, as well as any rehearsals for the same, and in other events authorized by the appropriate governmental authority. 6, attendant noise connected with the actual performance of athletic or sporting events and practices. 7, the emission of sound for the purpose of alerting persons to the existence of an emergency or for the performance of emergency construction, repair, or other work. 8, sounds associated with the use of legal fireworks. 9, sounds associated with normal conduct of legally established non-transient businesses, organizations, and governmental entities, which when such sounds are customary, incidental, and within the appropriate normal range. 10, rubbish collection utilizing mechanical equipment. Section 4, penalty. In the event that a person, firm, or entity shall violate this ordinance, they shall be guilty of an infraction punishable by a fine of not more than, it will be different levels, first offense, second offense, third, and subsequent offenses. We're working on those amounts. B, persistent noise, daily penalty. In the event that any person shall permit consistent or constant noise, shall be fined a minimum of a third, and subsequent offenses penalty for each and every day that noise continues after being told to stop or control the noise.
5, abatement notice. Where upon inspection, reasonable cause is found to believe that an unlawful noise exists, the enforcement authority shall issue a written abatement notice. B, abatement notices shall be served upon all known holders of substantial property interest in the real estate upon which the unlawful noise is alleged to occur. C, the abatement notice must contain 1, the name of the person to whom the order is issued. 2, the legal description or address of the real estate where the unlawful noise is located, which is the subject of the notice. 3, the action that the notice requires. The ordered action must be reasonably related to abatement of the conditions constituting the unlawful noise. 4, the period of time allotted to complete the required action. The time allotted must allow a sufficient time to accomplish the required action. 5, the penalties if the owner fails to abate the unlawful noise or nuisance. And 6, the name, address, and telephone number of the enforcement authority. D, service of abatement notice shall be made by any of the following means. 1, sending a copy of the notice by registered or certified mail to the residence of the person to be notified with return receipt request. Delivering a copy of the notice personally to the person to be notified. That was 2. 3, leaving a copy of the notice at the dwelling or unusual place of the abode of the person to be notified. 4, posting a copy of the notice in a prominent place upon the premises where the nuisance is located. And 5, if after a reasonable effort, service cannot be obtained by any of the means described above, service may be made by publishing the notice in the newspaper of general circulation in the county in which the property subject to the notice is located. Section 6, no severability. Any provision of this ordinance shall not, which shall be served from any other provision or provisions of this ordinance shall not affect the entire ordinance. If any single provision of this ordinance is held unconstitutional or invalid, then the entire ordinance shall not be deemed unconstitutional or invalid. 7, repealer. All other Jefferson County ordinances shall remain in full force except any ordinance in conflict with the provisions herein shall be superseded and of no effect unless the ordinance is repealed, expires, or invalidated. Section 8, effective date. This ordinance shall take effect upon adoption and publication as required by law.
Okay, again, this is not to hamper anybody, it's just to give adjacent property owners the right to enjoy their property in serenity. And Ben has looked at this, the sheriff, and he wants to tweak a few things, so we'll be working on that. So thanks, everybody, for your patience on that. Okay. Heather, you have the floor, dear.
At the last 2 council meetings, so 2 meetings ago, we had a representative from Peters and Franklin come and give a demo of what kind of financial it's a financial advisor type company to help with budget assistance. So they would do a draft fiscal plan, and that cost is not to exceed $24,000. And once the initial fee, then after that draft plan, and it goes out, I believe, 3 years to project, then our letter of engagement would then keep them on, so that if we had any need to adjust the lit rates or anything like that, he would be able to assist us in those. This company comes very recommended from another financial advisor that knows our county and helps with the jail project. The council is on board for this. They actually wanted this to help maybe look at different avenues to fund projects. So they have recommended that we move forward with this and that they would fund this. But I do need your approval, and since it is a contractual item. I did send everything through for Pat to review. The initial did not have a cancellation clause in, and he actually added the 30-day written notice to cancel, and Peters and Franklin added that, and he said everything looked good from that point on.
And question for-
Sounds like Heather done her due diligence in digging this up, to use here in the county.
Digging it up.
So council actually reached out to me and wanted me to look into finding an advisor to help us with this. That's when I reached out to a few and, some quotes, the price was a lot higher and this is a lot lower cost, but is highly recommended. So, I think it will be the best deal for what we need.
Sure. And Andrew treated us pretty well, so.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, and Andrew said he just did not have time in his schedule to do a project like this. So, that's why he actually set up a call for me to reach out and talk to them, so.
Okay,
Sorry.
I know what you're.
Yeah, well, but I can't because so I make the motion, we approve the contract with Peters Franklin Limited for the sum of $24,000 to develop physical plans for the county. As presented.
I second.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
The motion so carries. Okay. Next.
So easy the other way.
Huh?
I just wish it was so easy going the other way. Never mind. I'll be quiet.
Okay. We need to do our Southeastern Indiana Regional Plan Commission appointment, which will be Brian Amy. To begin July the 27th and end December 31st, 2023.
I move we appoint Brian Amick, the new archivist grant writer, to the Southeastern Indiana Regional Plan Commission for the term of till ending at the end of this year.
I second.
Any other discussion? I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Welcome aboard, sir.
Thank you.
How's things going? Pretty decent or
Yeah. Get our feet under it.
a lot to pick up, isn't it?
There is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. WTH Limited Use Agreement. Lucier Golf Design for City of Madison. Does anybody?
Standard form that we signed for those that need those.
Oh,
Yeah.
GIS layers, gotcha. Okay.
No fee involved.
No, it's just.
Should I read that letter? Okay, just for everybody's information, the city of Madison has contracted with Lucier Golf Design to redesign their Sunrise Golf Course and one of their city parks. Lucier Golf Design needs permission from the county to use some of their GIS layers for this project, including parcels, streets, roads, and water features. Okay, attached is limited use agreement. There is no fee involved with this agreement. Lucier would be restricted to the use the requested GIS layers only for this project. So it's pretty straightforward, like everybody else that does them. So,
Well, I'll make a motion, we accept this agreement.
okay, I have a motion.
Second that.
Motion and second. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by aye. Motion carries for City of Madison to use our GIS layers. Okay, next we have Telegraph Hill, Rikers Ridge Sewer District appointments. That's 4-year terms beginning today, July the 27th, and ending July the 31st, 2027. Reappointing Cliff Carnes, Mark Cheatham, Susan Colbert, Gary Moss, and appointing new member Robert Sondels. So I guess they've all agreed to
Yes.
reserve. Okay.
So.
Yeah. They had a meeting and they called me yesterday and asked if we could reappoint them.
We reappoint Cliff Barnes, Mark Cheatham, Susan Colbert, Gary Mond, and Robert Saunders to the Telegraph Hill Rogers Road Sewer District for the term, for 4-year terms ending in July 31st, 2027.
My second.
Okay, a motion and a second. Is there any discussion before the board? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Motion carried. Okay. Ms. Vicky, you have the floor.
Just a few updates from the county highway. 750 north is open. And that bridge, new bridge, will be added to our inventory. The paving on the CCMG 22-2 is complete. They just have to come back and add the shoulder stone for final completion. The 2023 CCMG-2 is being applied for, and we ask that you approve a match for the CCMG 23-2 up to $1 million. It is a 75-25 match with $1 million max. And you all have the commitment letter there for signatures. And the gravel road conversion, the paperwork was emailed out to you guys. And we would like to request to go ahead and proceed with Ennis Road being our selection for this year to be completed in the year 2024. And the United Consulting was the highest rank for the bridge inventory inspections. And the guys have started the chip and seal process for the county. They've started on the southwestern side of the county this year and will be making their way to the eastern part. That's all I have.
Okay,
Any questions for?
I just, on the gravel roads conversion, we talked a little bit last year about doing more than one. Do you know if that was brought up in your discussion or?
We're doing 3 this year from, that was approved last year. Fund wise, I don't think we will have enough
Okay, that's fine.
to do more than the one because of the length of Ennis Road and but I will double check with him.
Well, that's fine. We looked at it. I just want to make sure we keep that kind of in mind and
Right.
just.
so we're doing 3 this year, right?
We're doing 3 were approved
From last
last
year.
year to be
Gotcha.
done this year. Mhm.
Yeah.
And then this Ennis Road would be approved this year or to be done next year. Mhm.
Okay,
Thanks for the
thank
update.
you.
You're welcome.
Did Ben leave? He was hanging in.
Unless he just took off, he's saving his car. He must have had to go.
While you're up, go ahead. Thank you for looking.
Oh, no worries. Well, I'm happy to report that there's no violations of the noise ordinance from you guys. I've got a decibel meter on my watch. Can't get loud.
I haven't got outside yet. so.
All right, so today went down and picked up a mass casualty kit from Clark County that came through the health coalition. Went down and picked that up today. We farmed out the command trailer last week. Franklin County used that. And they couldn't get the PDN to work. I went out, let it sit for a bit to get charged, all that, because it came back dead and it's not working. So I'm gonna talk with the company tomorrow about what we need to do with that thing. Got notifications, gotten some things switched over, all that bit, our rave notification system. So all the emails that go out to your email inboxes and your phone, stuff like that, from National Weather Service and iPaws for silver alerts, all those things like that. Their process is changing. National Weather Service is given a title rather than like the detailed information. So there's been a workaround. And so I sent to the support IT group a laundry list of IP addresses and email addresses that need to be added to the whitelist. And I've not heard anything back from them at all yet. So I don't know if my stuff's just not getting to them from my email address or what. So I asked Jen today if she would send the email to, and I think I sent you a message to follow with it as well.
Yeah,
So
they're gonna, Russell just emailed me a few minutes ago. He's gonna double check with Trevor and Matt. and See, let me know tomorrow.
yeah, so all those things should be on that list. Those guys just copy and paste this stuff. There should be pretty good process from what I understand from those people I talked to them last 2 weeks ago. The Duke grant, same thing, the email, the Bevity company, they process all of the Duke's grants. And that's being stuck, she said, at the server level, so it's not getting to my email inbox, and I put that in that same list. So I'm sure they'll look at that when I get the chance. I did go get a trailer, pick that up from Austin, Indiana, a couple of days back. So we do have a trailer for the golf cart to haul that thing around. It's in the logistics building, and we wrapped up all the paperwork, got the bin check, things like that, and then the title work sent off today. So we should get that back anytime soon. I'm not sure how long it's gonna take the state to process that, because you haven't mailed it up there. Thanks to Vicky, she helped me with the paperwork and got me squared away and double checked me today before we stuck it in the mailbox. And so it's ready to go, and just a matter of them to approve that thing, send it back. And Sarah squared me away on, I need to get the title back to her when we get it back in the mail, so there you go there. I had a lengthy conversation with the Coast Guard today. One of the representatives, they have a grant program. One of the projects that Troy and I have been talking about since we started this whole thing is we have no asset available on the river for police, fire, any kind of an emergency whatsoever. So if there happens to be something out there, then we rely on Milton Fire Department, population 600. And so he's talked with a guy there. I talked to several different people that have gotten grants from him in the past. And he said, knowing that we're this far outside of the metro area of Louisville and as far up that there isn't any Coast Guard approved asset this far away, and thought that this would be a prime spot for one. So he was pretty excited about that continuing on. Him and Troy had quite a bit of conversation about it. And he'd been up here before to talk to a few people, and they felt like he talked with, I forget what the rank is. I don't want to misspeak here. City captain of the port, or whoever's in charge of the Ohio Valley sector in Louisville, at that office down there, that they had a conversation and thought that would serve the Coast Guard very well, because there isn't anything this far up. And I think they've only got one boat, and they take tourists to get up here to see what's going on. 4 tourists. So I think they
Could be a win-win then, huh?
Yes, exactly. So I think he seemed pretty excited about it. He was really excited about it. He's like, hey, can you meet next week? And I'm like, I'm gonna check, and I need to talk to some other people before we can get that far anyway. So if any of you guys want to sit in on that, then I'll send you some dates where I know that I'm here. And some dates that he sent me to.
I talked to Troy about it, and he was like, to the fact we'd even spec the boat out what we wanted, right?
Yeah, he mentioned a few different departments, and there's a pretty wide scale of what they give. It's a 25% match. I know Cincinnati Fire Department just got one, Jefferson County, Kentucky just got one, and Pleasant Ridge Park got one. They're all about the same. It was $480,000 for that boat, but the cab is Sebring certified to be positive pressure, so they can be inside of any chemical, whatever, for up to 8 hours to survive inside that thing. So it's got a lot of pretty amazing
Positive.
monitoring equipment and stuff like that. We did
Will it
talk.
roll over and still go afloat?
I don't know. I would hope so. We have positive pressure.
Well,
There's a,
Just know some of the cutters out.
Yeah.
A friend of mine was on the West Coast. He said they plan to roll. They got everything flashed down and then go out in the ocean and they'll. Like, oh my goodness.
I don't spill coffee on my desk.
Glad I was in the army.
No doubt, no doubt. Let's see here, what else? So again, that went really well. I'll send you the email on that, so because you can that way you can decide here today. I've signed up for 3 of there's 4 classes coming up. I have 5 left to finish to get my primary emergency management certification through FEMA. Troy, I think, was just about finished with that. Maybe I think he had 1 or 2 left to do, and they only offer these in the state. Just there's like 35 seats in all these things. So I was able to kind of hurry up and get myself into them. So I'm working out to try to just take vacation days to make sure I can get there and all that business. So, 3 of them are coming up in August, 1 in September, and I think the fifth and final one that I would need is gonna be the first quarter of 24. So, so those are out there. Jen signed up for a couple of those as well. So it's just some things that we got going on. Weather Link, our weather station here, that 3-year renewal is coming due. So on top of them, we got things squared away, a lot of business and get in the system, and we just need to just change the credit card, because I think Troy was maybe using his credit card to put that on. So buses are,
Trailer.
in the process of getting all things all switched over and squared away and all that stuff. So I think we're well on the way. And I got some good and crazy news for you about the fork truck situation. So after some length on the phone and some time with Gavin today when I went to pick up our kit down there. Somehow, some way, the federal government has deposited the money in the wrong bank account. So now they're in the process of trying to get those funds out of said bank account and into the correct bank account so they can get us to check to get that squared away. And I asked them if we could trade with Ukraine and they could swap this billion versus the
They ain't gonna
fork
have
truck, and they said no. So
Crickets.
sorry to disappoint, but no. And I think that's all I got. Unless you guys have any questions for us. I do have a couple questions for you guys. I think you're done better now. Here you go. So anything else? Anybody?
Sounds good.
All right.
Very, very
Thank
thorough.
you.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody from the public have anything? Yes, ma'am.
Me?
Yes.
Sorry. I'm Julie Patterson. I sent you guys a really lengthy email about animal welfare, and I was just kind of following up about that and wondering if you had any ideas about maybe somebody I could partner with. I work with Trisha a lot at the animal shelter and she's great, but I know they're at capacity, and I think at capacity with like taking care of the animals to even be able to maybe look for funding or grants or stuff like that. And I was just wondering if you guys could help me brainstorm other people that I could maybe partner with to try and help animals more.
Sure, we have a new grant writer back there, be good.
Brian, I'm Julie.
Brian.
Yes, I mean,
So I think for grant wise, we'd probably start there. I think that would be a
Okay.
good, just, you probably have some ideas.
A lot,
Give
yeah.
him some good initial practice. Same thing with you. I told him about some of your grant stuff. If you could, I think if we can get him, it'll be helpful for him just to kind of see how these things work, but also kind of starting to get his feet wet in that area.
Yeah, I'll be okay with not doing so much paperwork.
I'm not, just, you
Do
know,
best
you
friend.
guys can work that out. I'm not gonna automatically,
That's a great idea.
but.
I think he just got thrown under the bus. don't he?
That's what I'm supposed to be.
Wow.
Your best friend.
Oh, you wondered why I was doing it. So,
I just know, I haven't done a ton of research into what other counties do, but I do know Clark County does provide some either financial assistance or does like spay neuter, and I really think that's where we gotta focus. Cause the animal shelter can't
you
adopt their
can keep
animal.
going to
out.
Cincinnati and taking care of it.
I am,
Come
my
on,
poor
Julie.
little Prius is about to poop out on me, but I actually like it, cause I have this place I get my avocado toast. I make a little day
An
of it.
ulterior
It's so
motive.
good.
Interior, yeah.
Cincinnati is a fun place to hang out, but, like the shelter can't compete with all the Facebook people offering
Sure.
cats and dogs for free. And I'm constantly like, if mom is still around, like I'm constantly trying to educate that way, cause that's my background. But, we just gotta figure out on the preventative side, like how to prevent that many animals from being born to begin with. So that's what I do when I can, but it's like growing a lot.
I mean, perhaps it'd be best to, with Trisha and you and some other people, just sit down and start going through some of these ideas.
Yeah.
And trying to come up with something, and because I think there are people who've had experiences with some things that you might not even think about.
Yeah,
And so trying to bring some of that together to at least lay out a little bit of a plan on what
Okay.
we want to do, rather than having you continue to make trips though. We can still let you go every once in a while.
I
Once
know.
you need your avocado toast fixed.
I'm
we'll let that happen.
actually, my friend Elizabeth and I partner and she takes animals Monday and then I go pick them up Tuesday. So we're saving a little bit of mileage on our vehicles, but yeah,
Something that we need to-
yeah, I think.
I
Yeah,
think,
I have
'cause I
lots
think Tricia has come up with and I think she said it was just with cats too in her email about the.
Yes,
So,
Spay and neuter.
getting her and seeing what that is, and maybe
Okay.
she's seen some other things that would help.
Cool.
Cause I mean. You hate to throw everything into one basket, and so we have some other alternatives, while the one may be the best basket we wanna go into, there may be some others that. I mean, like you said, it's a capacity, so
Yeah,
something needs to.
this was like neutered for $45 or something, and then depending where you fell, if you had issues, you could get a $25 certificate to go, so.
yeah,
And there's
Which
some-
might make people more inclined to have it done. So,
yeah. And I know we've had people come in before, like they had at the senior center. I don't know who did that, but maybe Tricia and I
No,
can.
Yeah, I think
work
that's what she was
together.
talking about. She
Yeah.
had mentioned that right there, that they were coming in
Yeah.
at one point in time, and it just kind of fell off.
Okay,
calendar, but. Other things too, because there are a number of organizations that are willing to help with those issues, so
cool.
we'll, yeah, very email, we'll set
Yes.
something up and. Talk about this.
Okay,
So, yeah,
sounds good.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tractor Supply has that board out front every once in a while with that vet that comes.
They
to
do
visit.
like vaccinations and
Yep.
stuff. Yeah, I've been trying to share that when
Right,
I.
that's what
get
I
that.
take a picture and, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen you share that before. No, I think anything where people can do some low cost stuff, because
Would be helpful.
I think one of the things I've noticed with the people I help, it's not like a it's not like a middle class problem, like it's a low income problem, and it's not people, from what I can tell, it's not people being irresponsible and going out and collecting a bunch of pets for the fun of it. Like they literally just show up, and I'll go
And if you feed them, they'll stay.
and if you feed them, they stay. So the problem is then how do you find the funds to fix them? So, yeah, thank you guys.
Thanks, thank you. How many, 18 months, 2 years? Longer,
For what? Wait,
doing this? Carrying cats to Cincinnati or
how
some?
much longer do I have?
No, I mean, how long you been doing it?
Oh, I think we found the place in Cincinnati in like 2020, 2019, but I wasn't doing it as
Sure,
regularly.
but still,
So basically a year and a half is how long I've been driving back and forth. Yes, getting a lot of avocado toast. It's so good, you guys. It's so good.
it must be.
We haven't ate yet.
I'll trust your recommendation.
You don't like avocados?
Sorry.
Commissioner Bramer, oh my, they're so healthy for you.
I know, I should, but. But no.
I'll buy one if you leave it. I want to see this.
Put your order in with her to bring it back.
Back, there you go.
I'm gonna shoot you a text on some stuff later.
Okay, sounds great.
Okay, anybody else? Hi, Mr. King.
How you doing?
All right, you?
Trying one.
The shelter van, it's been sitting there for a couple weeks and weeks.
It's
Is
not,
anybody gonna fix it, or
it's
is
not safe to drive.
there any plan to get it fixed so that they're not driving their personal vehicles?
They'll have a new
That's probably what
vehicle
they're doing.
Friday, a new used vehicle Friday. I just, when I told the guy who was working on it where it was going, he said, let me make sure of a few things. So he got it ready to go, and so we're picking it up tomorrow, and I'll deliver it tomorrow. But I'd have it tonight, but yeah, there is a plan, and
They said that
The weeds are kind of growing up into it.
the electronics on it cost more to fix those than what the thing was worth, so.
Right. Trying to plan to get them a different vehicle?
yeah, tomorrow, like I said, we've been working on it. I just had to get
Blazer,
2004 Trailblazer. Long, extended, got 3 rows of seats, not that any 3 rows of seats, but I have plenty of storage in the back for carriers for animals. I wanted to make sure they didn't have to fix it right off the bat, so it's been sitting for a
Thank
while,
you.
so we got it
for that.
checked out. It's got new tires, new brakes. We had that already, because my daughter was driving it, but
Yeah, that's a shame. We just put new tires on that van because they look like bologna skins, may pop at any time. I put 4 new tires on it and had it serviced and everything. But nobody's hurt, it's the main thing. Okay, nothing else from
Brian, I don't know if you, did you want to say anything or? Okay, that's fine. I just.
he's still in shock over that paperwork you're gonna throw on him. So.
Those tire tracks off the back.
Right.
I've been, it's my third week of, a large portion of this time just going through records that I inherited, trying to do things. It's hard to pick up someone else's filings, but makes sense of it. So we're working through that. I got some reporting with the state. I'm working with them on getting that done this week. Things moving ahead.
I don't know who to reach out to, but I'll try to work, start with Okra and then I'll just on some training, because. Yeah.
Yeah, anything you can do there would be great. The second round starts week of the 8th, I think.
Of August,
Yeah. So
okay,
coming up against it.
let me see if I can find out tomorrow. See if they have any, sometimes they'll have, well, if you don't take this one, then you can take this one over here and then that will.
The next
Substitute.
round is 4 days. The previous one was 1 day. It's not like,
Yeah.
it's a lot.
Okay. Mr. Lee, do you have anything for us?
Got an update on the survey being done by the University of Cincinnati for our addiction unit, kind of what we're working on, treatment train. They wanted some additional information, which Jason and Mike are providing, so it might be another couple of weeks before we get really what we want to know. They wanted to refine the study a little bit, which I think is a good idea. Stay up with today's time, so they got that, putting it together. We should have that study in front of us here in a couple of weeks. It's supposed to be this month. Month out over.
Yeah. but- Everything,
Stormwater master plan will be finished this coming month, so she's gotten comments from a few other people on the team, and so that'll be put out, and then we'll start working on the ordinance. But you know, once we have those two things together, then we can, there are some stormwater issues in the county. Once again, if you got a plan, you're able to apply for some grants and get some funds to help people, so that's the plan.
That's the plan, no pun intended, right? Okay. All right, no, I don't have anything, so. If somebody else does, I'd entertain the magic motion.
I move that we adjourn.
A second.
All those in favor signify by aye.
All right,
Thanks, everybody.
yes.